Good morning, everyone. This is Shubhangi Raajput, and I'm very glad and thankful to School Reformer for giving me this opportunity. Today's topic is mindfulness and meditation for focus and calm. It's very important in today's world where we are totally bombarded and completely surrounded by the explosion of news and the updates and trending places. So, first of all, when we are talking about mindfulness and meditation, before that, my uh, screen is showing two images to you all, if you can see it. The first image is a popcorn brain, and the another image is brain fog. Have you all heard of it? If yes, it's good. If not, let's explore. What is popcorn brain? It doesn't mean that our brain is preparing popcorn. I know everyone likes to eat popcorn during watching the movies, but it's not the thing what we are talking about. Popcorn brain is a very different kind of condition of our brain, which is constantly craving for popping from one part to another part, one task to another task. When we keep corn kernels in hot pan, due to heat, they pop. In the same way, some social media feed, some trending news, or some kind of trigger is always working and which causes our brain not to focus on one task at a time. Let me explain in a simplified way. We are reading a newspaper, and while reading the newspaper, instead of focusing in the news whatever is given or any write up about any particular thing, we are trying to think that okay, who might have given a response to my mail, or are there any likes on my post, or we are talking about ordering some food from Swiggy and Zomato. So this is a classical example of popcorn brain. Our brain is constantly talking about, thinking about something which is something or the other and switching from one task to another task. Now let's come to another term, that is brain fog. Now when we talk about brain fog, what does it indicate actually? We all know the foggy conditions. Those who have visited various places, you might have seen that when winter season is at its peak and fog is surrounding us, we can't see or the visibility gets reduced. In the same manner, brain fog is a condition where our brain is unable to think clearly because of haziness, and the brain is completely tired. It cannot focus on any of the tasks. Now, these two terms are always there in social media handles, or they are always there now these days in newspapers or as well. There is a lot of concern for it for all the age groups, specifically if I am talking for every individual from the age of 12 to 82, because everyone is these days having access to smartphones as well as screens. So now what is this remedy for these kind of things? Is there any remedy? Does it mean that we are suffering from some kind of disease? It's not disease, but these are some of the conditions which we as human beings have developed over the time. And with the fear of FOMO, or with the anxieties developed in and around us, we keep on doing such kind of things mindlessly, thoughtlessly, and we indulge into such kind of practices, resulting into various things. So, is there any solution? Yes. Of course, there is a solution which is very, very important and which is very, very useful for all of us, and that is mindfulness. So, what is mindfulness? Let's explore this world of mindfulness in today's talk, as we have discussed. So, when we are talking about the technical definition, a state of active, open attention to the present moment, involving awareness and acceptance without judgment. Yes, we are active, we are thinking, we have an open, clear attention to what we are doing currently, at this moment, at this juncture, involving awareness and acceptance without judgment. Say, for example, I am watering my plants. So my entire focus should be on my plants. Which plants am I watering? In what quantity should I water them? That is the only focus I need to have when I'm watering my plants. If I'm cooking a dish, I don't do any multitasking. I'm listening to some songs, I'm doing some another tasks, and I am not focusing entirely on my one dish. So mindfulness means being at the moment, open attention, and we have awareness about what we are doing, what we are thinking, and there is no judgment involved in that. We are not becoming judgmental when we are using our mindfulness. So, is there any science involved in such kind of things, and why are we speaking about it? Yes, of course. A lot of studies have been done behind all these things, and there is a great amount of science which is involved in this. What is it? This is something which is a part of neuroscientific basis. Neuroscience is associated with neurons, that is our nervous system, which is associated and controlled by our brain. As you might have learned, those people who are not from science background, you also might have learned about these things in your biology till your grade 10. We all know that brain is the boss of our every movement and activity. So what changes in the brain? When we are talking about regular mindfulness practices, it enhances the gray matter, the areas associated with memory, emotional regulation, self awareness, that is prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, amygdala and stress reduction. Mindfulness reduces activity in amygdala, the brain's fear center, leading to lower stress responses. Now, here I'll explain to you what happens exactly. Fear of losing out, fear of missing out, that is FOMO. Right now, we all are surrounded by this FOMO, as if there is a competition that we must know something which is going on around the world. If you connect yourself 20 years back, if you remember your life 20 years back, once you leave your school or office or any particular place, you do not know what has happened till the time you visit there physically, or unless you get a telephone call for something. So comparatively, we were totally detached from what we have left behind. Right now, at the nook and corner of the world, something is happening and we are bothered about it. So there is a constant fear in your brain. That is where our amygdala, that is brain's fear center, keeps working at all continuously, leading to lower stress responses. Now, continuously, we are having a lot of stress responses. As a result, we keep on scrolling the screen, we keep on moving from here and there. Whereas, when we have lot of meditation practices done, or when we are using mindfulness techniques, it reduces these particular thing, which results into reduction in the responses to the stress. Now, there is a term which is called as DMN. I'll not go deeper into sciences. That is default mode network, on and focus. Now, when we are talking about mindfulness practice, it helps to regulate the DMN, reducing mind wandering and improving concentration. I am constantly flipping on something, I am constantly moving from some place to another place. That particular thing comes to a stand particular way. We try to be at that particular task at that particular time. If I am eating, I'm eating. I'm not watching any particular thing. I'm not doing anything extra. That is where the DMN helps us to regulate. So now when we are talking about the benefits of mindfulness, how to do it and how to practice it, that we will do it one by one. So the first thing is that what are the benefits of mindfulness? You might have seen n number of videos and spiritual gurus and a lot of YouTube influencers talking about mindfulness. Now, first of all, we should understand Am I having certain kind of problems? Am I suffering from it? If at all not, if you are not able to identify these triggers, yet we must understand and look inward for understanding the benefits of mindfulness. So the first and foremost is when we practice mindfulness, it helps us for pain management. It alters the perception and increases the tolerance. Suppose we have some small injury. So, what will happen is the whole attention is all the time on that particular thing. But at the same time, I know that okay, this is pain. Something I got, I met with a small accident. I have some scratches on my knee, and eventually it is going to get healed up. So that is something which gives a benefit. It shifts our focus from a particular pain to another side. Focus improvement, which is very, 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 very important. It strengthens the attention and reduces distractions. You might have heard about that these generation, the generation Z and now alpha generation, has very, very low attention span. As a result, the schools are facing huge problems in controlling the classes because the children, most of them are now, right from even kindergarten, the children are used to screens and their attention span has reduced like anything. As a result, 35 minutes class becomes a very, very tedious task for the children and their brain. So, when we practice mindfulness, it helps us for strengthening our attention and reduces the distraction and keeps our focus at one place. It helps for our emotional well being, promotes happiness, reduces negative thinking, self awareness, better understanding of my own abilities and my own competencies, improved reactions. We need not to be reactive all the time. Most of the time these days, we listen to react, we listen to respond, and the responses are reactions, and every action has equal and opposite reaction. As a result, there is a lot of negativity and lot of aggression coming in our actions as well as verbal communication. When we practice mindfulness, it also develops a positive outlook towards everything in our life. It fosters gratitude. What do I have in my life? Have I something? Do I have food, clothes, shelters, and everything which is required? Do I have internet facility? Of course, it is now fourth element for our sustainable living. It encourages resilience. This positive outlook is very, very important because life is not a mathematical formula. Each day comes with its own baggage. Are we carrying the past baggages with us? And we are spoiling our today with that. So, if we practice mindfulness, it develops the positive outlook towards everything and keeps us on a healthy track. It also improves our physical health. It lowers the blood pressure and strengthens the immune system. Many of us are constantly having problems associated with blood pressure. Why? That's what I discussed in the beginning. Because brain is the center for everything. So when we are thinking in negative terms, it keeps on triggering you. As a result, it levels up your stress and it increases the blood pressure. Again, when such kind of things are happening, a lot of negative chemicals are produced in our body, which also damages our immunity. So we become very sick at very small instances. So mindfulness increases our health benefits as well. It also helps us for good decision making. It helps us to create thoughtful choices and balanced choices. We are not in a hurry. As soon as we see any shopping ad or any particular thing on any shopping website, we don't indulge directly into that. We think consciously, do I need these things? Is it required currently to spend on this? And then we take a decision to jump on it. It helps to reduce the stress, of course. So now, when we are talking about so many benefits, are there any types of meditations? Yes, there are ample types of meditations which are available. And as and when we try to explore this particular territory, we can embrace any one type of it. Believe me, everything leads to more focus and more calmer yourself. So, mindful meditation, guiding meditation, transcendental meditation, vipassana meditation, mantra meditation, focused attention meditation, body scan meditation, Zen meditation, chakra meditation, movement based meditation. Now, each of this has its own benefit. It's not very difficult, and believe me, it doesn't require any sophisticated instrument and lakhs of rupees to go to any particular gym. It's a mind gym. Please remember. When I'm taking example of movement-based meditation, it helps me to combine my physical movement with mindfulness to enhance awareness and relaxation. Chakra meditation is not associated with something which is very complicated yoga and yogic kriyas. It focuses on the energy centers of the body to balance emotions and physical well-being. Zen meditation focuses on sitting posture, breath, and encouraging deep self-reflection and awareness. The next one is body scan meditation. It mentally scans your body. Am I experiencing any tension in any part of my body? Do I have pain in my neck? Do I have pain in my stomach or somewhere else? And it allows us to relax and aiding in stress relief and physical awareness. When we are talking about focused attention meditation, it concentrates on a single object to improve attention and reduce distraction. You can start it with simple as a diya or a candle flame. Or if nothing is there, you can just focus on some good picture which is there in your house. Vipassana meditation is an ancient practice which emphasizes insights into reality through observation of thoughts and sensations. Of course, it's a very different kind of genre altogether, which needs a lot of hand holding and guidance. Mantra meditation, as you might have seen or watched on YouTube channels as well as social media, a lot of mantras are there. Continuous chanting of those mantra in a thoughtful manner, silent manner, at a repetitive things are done. That also creates a lot of good effect as a part of mantra meditation. When we are talking about the kindness meditation, it cultivates feelings of compassion and love for oneself and others through repeated phrases. Most of the problem starts when we are comparing ourselves with somebody else, because lot of virtual things are there in the virtual world which leads to a lot of negativity in our mind, resulting into negative images about our own bodies and our own resources which are available, resulting it into lower self-esteem. So kindness meditation gives us a feeling that we are good for everything. We don't have to bother about others because life is not a race. So when we are talking about the meditation, how to do it, does it require something else? As I spoke earlier, there is no any sophisticated instrument which is needed for it. Neither it requires very fancy gym clothes. So whatever your comfortable clothing is there, that is important for us. First thing, choose a comfortable space, and home is the best place for it. Any corner is fine. Pick a meditation type. Whatever is suits you and your personality, choose accordingly. Set a time limit. Of course, it has to be a limited task, but to start with, you can always start with lesser duration. Focus on your breath. Observe thoughts without judgment. Let the thoughts wander. The thoughts will come. You cannot control them, but you focus on what you are trying to do and be consistent. That these are some of the very key factors for following meditation on regular practice. Now, why did I say that use breath as an anchor? Because of three very simple reasons. Breath is always available. No special tools are needed. It is your and my hand. Helps calming the nervous system and reduces stress. Strengthens mindfulness by bringing attention back to the present. So, breath is something which is very important And in scientific words, when we are inhaling and exhaling appropriately, our body requirement of oxygen gets fulfilled. During COVID times, we all have started a lot of practices which were related to breath. And during those times, we understood that the breathing, what we are doing, is actually very mechanical. Whereas when we do meditation on regular basis and we make it as a part of our life, we start observing our breath. We keep a watch on our breath, resulting into good oxygen provision to our each cell of the body. So now, when we are talking about meditation and mindfulness, there will be problems. When we start any new thing, believe me, everything will be difficult. So what can be done? The first thing would be restless mind. Our mind will be full with lot of thoughts, making it restless all the time. So what is the solution for the same? Gently acknowledge the thoughts and return to your breath and try to bring it back to the same point. Do not be in a hurry. Do not get panic because of such kind of feeling. Impatience and expecting quick result. I started as a part of new year resolution, my mindfulness practice, and I result that okay, in 1 month I should be, getting something which I was expecting. It's not possible. Believe me. There is no 2 minutes Maggie associated with it. It's a long-term practice. So, what is the solution? Treat mindfulness like your exercise. The benefits will come slowly and gradually, and they will stay forever, resulting into long-term good benefits. Sometimes people complain about drowsiness and sleepiness during meditation. Yeah, it can happen. So try meditating in an upright position. When we are sleeping, when we are lying down, then of course the body is going to get addicted to that, resulting into drowsiness and sleepiness. Meditation is an act of conscious behavior. So try to sit at comfortable position in a sofa, chair, recliner, or on the land. There is no any specific requirement, but yes, of course, not lying down. Then the another challenge would be feeling fidgety, uncomfortable, experiencing boring. Of course, it will be like that. Any new thing in which you are not getting instant rewards will be a boring task. So, what is the solution? Adjust your posture, stretch before meditation, and simply observe the thoughts and observe your own physical movements. Another challenge is finding mindfulness repetitive or dull. Yeah, it will also happen. So, experiment every day something different like mindful walking, mindful eating, etc. Judging yourself, not doing it right. When we start something like this on our own, there is no one actually to hold our hands. So we are our own mentors. So there is no rule, there is no any yard which is telling you that you are right or wrong. So there should not be a feeling in between that I am not doing it right. No, it's not like that. There is nothing right and wrong. It is the movement we are talking about coming and staying into the present. Another challenge could be forgetting to practice or skipping the sessions. Yeah, it is very obvious. Because when our brain is not in our control, we will always keep such things as our priority, which gives us instant gratification or pleasure. So it will happen. But we need to make a routine that, okay, this is my time, and our apps are excellent places for them. Set a reminder, link it to a daily habit like brushing the teeth, or start it with just 1 or 2 minutes. There is no need to do it for hours together, because many of us travel to workplaces in different modes, and our commuting time is ranging from 2 hours to 3 hours depending on which metro and which place you are staying in. So there is no hurry. So mindfulness can be there in our every daily routine practice, that is mindful eating, mindful walking, mindful listening, mindful communication, and mindful practices in our work as well. Some people may have a question that how come eating would be mindful? Focus on what we are eating and appreciate that okay, God has given me very healthy and good nutritious food. So that experience of eating is with awareness is very, very important, which also involves gratification. Mindful walking, which is very, very less these days because of various reasons. So we must involve our energies into mindful walking, mindful listening. What are we listening to? Are we listening anything and everything which come across in my feeds or on my channels or whatever things I have subscribed? Am I listening to it for a purpose? Is there any purpose? Or just because it is trending I am listening? No. Choose it wisely. That is where mindful listening, because listening affects your brain like anything. Mindful communication. Communicate with intention and awareness in conversation. When we are speaking to anyone of any age group, choose your words wisely. If somebody is inquiring, reply them with a positive note. If somebody is asking something, reply them in an appropriate manner. That is what is mindful communication. When we are talking about working and sedentary work, we must take short breaks and refocus our mind to our given tasks. So, what can be the mindful practices? Micro breaks between different tasks, whatever tasks we are doing. Those who are involved with various physical work cycles, for them it is very easy. Those people who are into office work or sedentary jobs, they must take 20 minutes rule and uh, move away from screen, go and take a fresh breath. The meetings, when we are talking about meetings, looking forward for the meetings, start taking mindful notings during that. Prepare yourself for what reason you are meeting a person. If you have been called to attend a meeting, try to understand by listening carefully with mindfulness to what others are trying to put into their opinions and their views. Follow stress management techniques, improves your decision making for choices, and it will also have impact on your better colleague relationships. So creating a routine is the foremost important thing for your and mine mindfulness practice. So what is the routine? How can we create it? As I said right now, setting a reminder, alarms or notes. If you are good at writing, that is the best thing. Use different color codes for every day. Hmm? Creating a dedicated space, a small corner where a small plant is there. Whatever small your house may be, clean it. Have a clean and quiet room, outdoor space. If it is available, you are lucky. If not, then anything is possible. Building habits gradually. Small steps every day. Watch yourself carefully that, okay, did I do it today? Very good. Keep it consistent. Track your own progress. When you start, write down a sentence at in your journal or in your app, wherever you feel comfortable, that I did this and it was a good thing, or I felt this way, or because of these 8 days practice, I found this kind of change in my own behavior. I found change in my particular eating habit this way. What are the best times to practice? Of course, morning and evening. That is the best time for practicing this. So we can start keeping a meditation journal. Physical and emotional indicators can be seen. Try to keep observable changes in your daily life, and try to get feedback from your near and dear ones, those who are close to you. At your workplace, also, you may find some kind of people or some good Samaritans who will always give you a good and genuine feedback about your own behavior, participation, and contribution. And of course, the, the center should be your personal insights. How are you feeling now? How are you doing it? Are you taking it in a positive way? Is it scaling upwards? So, those personal insights, when you are journaling, will help you to get further into a good practice all the time. So, last but not the least, the journey is a long journey, and it does not have any end. result or any destination. It's a journey, right? So begin with small daily mindfulness session. We can always join a meditation groups these days. It is also possible because of virtual connectivity. You can download a meditation app and try to take in a positive way the advantage of technology. There are n number of books available in the e format as well as in the hard copies. Try to use them, explore various literature to deepen your understanding. Connect with a teacher or mentor in case you know in your surrounding if somebody is a mentor or conducting such kind of beautiful sessions. Always try to connect with them, because it's always better to be in a community which helps us to go further. And last but not the least, mindfulness is the key to happy and successful life and peaceful life. When you are present in the moment, you unlock the future and the true beauty of existence. With this, I conclude my today's talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shubhangi. As we don't have enough time for the Q&A, I'll just end the session with one question, ma'am. What are some proven mindfulness programs you have implemented in any school?
Uh, I have taught for a longer time for senior secondary students. So I have implemented these simple things to keep a small journal and find out the time. And during my classes also, I used to give them specifically post lunch time becomes a different day for the senior secondary students. So I used to give them some time to spend with them by allowing them to close their eyes and just calm down for 10 minutes. And then we used to start with discuss with each other. We used to also have group discussions for the feelings. What are the feelings about some things? And mindfulness techniques uh, can differ from person to person. So, as a teacher, in my teaching career, I applied various techniques as per the age groups, but these were to name a few during the class time. But yes, I used to help the students to maintain their journal, to find out and focus on their given tasks. And of course, app and all was not there, but I used to take them to the grounds, and we used to have a circle time in which we used to spend at least 5 to 10 minutes in breathing exercise, mindful breathing, because the sciences as well as all the other academic pressure is too much for them. As a result, the open space used to give them a lot of freedom as well as calming down their stress levels. So these were some of the simple techniques which I followed during my school journey.
So, ma'am, with these program, were you able to evaluate the effectiveness once you have implemented the program in your students' class or the schools?
Yes, I can say that with continuity and consistency and a lot of care, while communicating, as we spoke about mindful conversations. So, we used to have small corner discussions when we used to sit together and we used to discuss about different kind of aspects. And I found a gradual change in some of the very hyperactive students. I found a lot of change in the students who had low self esteem, which probably gave them a space for their own feelings, and which helped them to overcome their anxiety about themselves or body shaming or some another factors which happened. In one of the incidents, one of my student had lost his mother during the 12th examination. And when in remaining 6 months when I was there with him, I used to ask him every day. I used to message him that, okay, you practice this, you practice this. And he really, took all these exercises, simple exercises. It was a traumatic experience for him, but he started with these small, small efforts, and eventually he could take up his board exam in a proper manner. And he is a doctor now.
Great, ma'am. Great effort. And So thank you for the talk and for patiently answering and in detail. It was a very informative session, ma'am. I thoroughly enjoyed the session personally. We will end it now. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.